I think most people have Bitcoin and ETH in their portfolio if they're semi-experienced with crypto, right?
Yeah.
But if you had Bitcoin and you had ETH sitting in your wallet, you wouldn't be making any cash flow. You would hope that the price goes up over time, but you wouldn't be making any cash flow. But with yield farming and DeFi, you are free to earn an additional 20% while staying long on Bitcoin and ETH. Right? That kind of yield is something that our smart contracts are designed to help you earn. And so you could still maintain your same exposure, but here have some free money along the way as well.
Yeah, that sounds better than just doing this.
Yeah.
I think a lot about how to survive the robot apocalypse. I do. And one of the best strategies that I can think of is to invest in the robot apocalypse. It's inevitable. When the robots are doing all the jobs
or hunting and killing us. Carry on.
It'd be better to have a shit ton of money. Cryptocurrency, DeFi, smart contracts. This is literally the language robots are going to use to negotiate. It's robot money language, and it's blowing up.
DeFi is flying. Just to give you a sense of that, last year around this time, there was less than $10 billion locked in DeFi on the Ethereum network. Today, that is $120 billion.
DeFi is where the money's at. You've heard it enough times to where if you're like me, you've gone down a deep DeFi YouTube hole. And you've learned that not only is there a bunch more to learn, but you know enough now to know that managing a DeFi portfolio is time consuming. So if you're looking for a simple way to wet your beak in the DeFi fountains, you're going to love this video. I'm going to let you in on a little crypto investment experiment. I'm going to be your Degen guinea pig. I'm going to risk my money so that you don't have to.
If you knew what you're doing, DeFi is literally spitting money out at you like a broken ATM.
That's Dennis Hui, a portfolio strategist with DAOVentures. They've developed a platform and curated portfolios to simplify the process of investing in the most renowned DeFi protocols. I spoke with the team, so I'm going to let you hear directly from them. Then I'm going to break down all the different portfolio strategies they've put together, and I'm going to explain the steps they've gone through in order to try and earn your trust. And I'll show you step by step what I went through in order to get money invested with DAOVentures. Full disclosure, this is a sponsored video. Fullest disclosure, I'm putting the money they give me straight into their investment protocols. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can just check back in, and I'm going to be periodically giving updates on how the money is doing and comparing the ROIs. So make sure you hit subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss that. I'm also a part of their referral program, so stick around and I'll let you know how to get 10% of your deposit back when you invest with them. The promise of this is great returns, 40, 50, 60, 70% returns on your money. So I'm going to run the experiment with $1,000 in DAOVentures against Crypto.com. At Crypto.com, you can stake USDC and they'll give you 12%, a guaranteed 12%. Now, staking is an aspect of DeFi, but there's a lot more going on in DeFi that can give a lot higher yields. So DAOVentures doesn't guarantee any percentage of return, but so far the results have been really good. First, I want to let you hear from the co-founder Victor Lee and one of their lead portfolio strategists, Dennis Hui.
So my name is Victor. I'm the CEO and co-founder for DAOVentures. We are a DeFi fund manager that is creating DeFi strategies to help more crypto investors and people who are holding crypto to get exposure into DeFi.
My name is Dennis. I'm the one who designs the portfolio strategies for DAOVentures together with a few others. I used to have a background in traditional finance, when we saw the returns that that was possible in crypto, we decided to switch over. And so now I bring a lot of those principles for traditional asset management over to DeFi, and we produce the portfolio templates.
All right, so these are the portfolio templates. Each of these are different baskets of an array of different cryptos and stocks. So the ones that you can see that have a return since inception, these are the ones that have been around for weeks or months, enough to get some data here. The ones with 0 return since inception, those were literally just launched. So there's not enough data to show any returns. Elon's not doing very well over here, but we'll get to that in a second. DAO Citadel, this is their most conservative basket. And if you click in, you can see that over the last week, it's done 7%, over the last month, 8%, over the last 6 months, 48%. And I don't think it's got data for a year because it's that new. So here's what is in this basket. It's basically just Bitcoin and Ethereum mostly with DPI. This is the DeFi Pulse Index, and then DAI, which is a stablecoin. These are just tokenized versions of Bitcoin so that they can be used on the Ethereum blockchain. When you provide liquidity to these different networks, you actually get a cut of every transaction that goes down on the network. So you're earning fees when people make trades. So that's why using this DeFi strategy can earn you more money than by just holding the coins by themselves. This also works with tokenized versions of stocks. So they've got this one here, DAOFang Stonks. Click down here and okay, so over a week it's done 2%, over a month 0.17%, 6 months 4%. So not as good as Citadel, but that's based on the fact that you're investing in Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. And here are the weighted percentages, and 50% of it is just in the dollar. But each of these are mirrored Facebook, mirrored Amazon, mirrored Apple. So these are tokenized versions of these stocks. Essentially, you're mirroring the return of these stocks, but you're also getting a yield from the trading of these stock tokens on the Ethereum network. In this way, you're actually outperforming the stock by having an extra additional kind of dividend cash flow on top of it. So the one that I put money in is the Metaverse Basket. And here's my $1,000 in there. I'll show you how to do that in a bit. So this one's been performing really well over the last week, 71%, over the last month, 86%, over 6 months, the same, because it's very new. I guess it's like a month or so old. And here are the different things you're investing in. And honestly, I don't know what these are. What's nice about DAOVentures is they've got experts creating these strategic portfolios. They're doing the research for me. They're taking the top performers and putting them in this basket.
We are trying to make it as simple as possible so that more crypto investors will understand its awesomeness and get exposure into DeFi to get those kind of returns that is, we call it as Degen.
I just learned the term Degen was co-opted by crypto traders to mean like someone who's really into it, someone who spends a lot of time and can be actually very knowledgeable. So I didn't know that. And during the pandemic, I made a bunch of friends at the dog park because all the bars were shut down and everybody started bringing booze. I've been going to that park for 10 years, never made a friend. All of a sudden, the pandemic forces us to bring booze to the park. 15 new friends. We named our WhatsApp the Degens, and I thought it was because we were total degenerate dog park day drinkers, but apparently it's because we mostly talked crypto. Hey, if you feel like being a Degen, they've also got these baskets here based on things Elon tweets about and things Mark Cuban has tweeted about.
When we designed the Elon strategy, it was just mainly, we throw all responsible portfolio strategies out of the window. It is just a 1/3 Bitcoin, 1/3 Tesla, 1/3 Dogecoin portfolio.
Not the one I'd go with, but do what you want. DAOVentures just crossed $1 million total value locked, and this is not locked up with DAOVentures. DAOVentures never actually holds your money. They are a conduit through which Through their smart contracts, they help deploy your money out into the blockchain. That's why it's DeFi. It wouldn't be DeFi if they held your money. It would be centralized finance at that point. But still, why would you want to trust DAOVentures and their smart contracts? One, they have their public faces out on my video. They're on LinkedIn. They are very public about who is behind the company. They're incorporated in Singapore. You can find them. China can't shut them down. Second, their code is all open source. It's on GitHub. You can check it if that's the kind of person you are, but they've also hired 5 top-tier security firms at this point, have given them the seal of approval that there's no, backdoors or some shady stuff like that. Third, they've hired white hat hacker teams to look over their code and find vulnerabilities. So they're always updating and patching and getting better. Fourth, I guess they're finding people like me to try out the service, so you don't have to take DAOVentures' word for it. You can just watch my experience. Yeah, if my money just poof disappears, they're not going to get a great review. All right, let me show you how to do this. I've done liquidity pools and yield farming on other websites, and from my experience, this is by far the easiest, but more than that, the cheapest. First, you just need to go up to Start Investing and it'll prompt you to connect your wallet. Click that. All these wallets can be used. I used MetaMask. Bada bing, bada boom. You just, log in and you're in. It takes you straight to the investing page with all the different portfolios. I chose Metaverse, as you know. So what you do is you just choose which type of stablecoin you'd like to use. I chose USDC. Now it shows that I have $1,100 of USDC available for deposit. I entered in 1,010.2, and I'll tell you why. The $10 extra was just to take care of their 1% fee so I could get a nice round 1,000. And the 0.2 actually has to do with the referral code. So if you deposit whatever you deposit and then, add 0.2, that's basically the referral code. That tells DAOVentures that you were referred by me, and that actually saves you 10%. You get 10% back on whatever your deposit was, up to $200. I know it's not as easy as clicking on a link, and I'm asking you to remember something when you go through the deposit process, but if you do remember 0.2, you will get 10% back, and I'll get a little commission off that as well. So the process is you have to approve DAOVentures to be allowed to access the funds. And once they're approved, then you deposit. So there are 2 fees. If you've never done this before, that is standard issue. But the cool thing about DAOVentures is they actually have a happy hour where you get 0 gas fees. This is huge because this one was $38, but to deposit it, the gas fee, $145. So that's, it's a lot of money when you're depositing $1,000. That's a pretty high percentage. So if you want to take advantage of their happy hour in California, it's at 2 a.m. So whatever that is in your time zone, they're based in Singapore. So their happy hour is based in Singapore happy hour. California happy hour, free gas fees, 2 a.m. Oh, and you'll get that 10% back in their DVD token. It'll be sent to the same wallet you used to make the deposit, and that's processed the first week of every month. Once that all goes through, and now the money is in there for processing, and that does take up to, it's 24 to 48 hours for processing. So let's talk about these gas fees, because look at this basket of other coins that you're getting into for either no gas fees on happy hour or 1 charge of gas fees. You get your money in to DAOVentures once, and then you're not paying gas fees on your allocation to all these different coins. I've done this before on other websites, and for each coin, you're paying approval and deposit gas fees. And then if you want to harvest any yields from those, you're paying gas fees on top of that. So what's great about DAOVentures is you pay once to get your money in. They pay the gas fees to diversify through all those different coins. And then you're going to pay a gas fee when you withdraw your money, just when you go in and when you go out. And if you use happy hour, it's 0 gas fees. So not only is this the simplest interface that I've seen, but it's also by far the cheapest. in my experience. All right, I feel like you got a pretty good intro into DeFi if you needed that. Also, a great intro into one of the most advanced DeFi investing tools in existence. And you got a referral code for 10% your money back if you do go for it. And you found out about free gas fees on Happy Hour. Look, this is not financial advice. I'm just saying I'm doing it. I encourage you to follow along to find out how it goes for me. I will be updating periodically, so you can check back in and find out how it's going. Definitely hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss those. I'm curious if anybody out there knows of anything on the market that's similar to this. I asked around and I couldn't find anything. I mean, it's like a robo-advisor, DeFi, ETF. It's pretty awesome. Tell me in the comments, do you trust it? Do you not trust it? Do you think I'm silly for putting $1,000 in? Are you gonna put $1,000 in? Anyway, links to everything I talked about are in the description. Thanks again to DAOVentures for sponsoring this video. Doing all the research I had to do to make this video really helped me understand DeFi. Huge shout out to the patrons. Thank you guys for sticking with me and making this channel what it is. And if you aren't a patron, but you found this video helpful and you'd like to join up, links in the description. There's actually a bunch of links down there for a ton of different ways to support the channel, from, you know, buying coffee to t-shirts to mugs. But really what helps the most is share this video with someone you think will like it.